Like most gamers at the start of the 7th generation, I was absolutely pissing myself over the new consoles. And by that I mean I was happy to buy a Wii, the only motion-controlled sensor ever invented. If you forget about the PlayStation Eye, most arcade games, the Game Boy Advance Shake. Actually, now that I think about it, the Wii was a fucking stupid original idea, but I was still excited about it.
Unfortunately, all the exclusives sucked balls, and after No More Heroes 2 came out, the Wii was only used for watching YouTube. And then I got the PS3, who is much better friends with the internet than the Wii will ever be. But I suppose that's the internet's fault for making fun of the Wii's name. Anyways though, I finally found a use for the Wii, since my replacement for my expensive heavy doorstop is now my broken Xbox. Anyways, the use is simply this: playing GameCube games. The first on my list is one of my all-time favorites, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Can't wait to rip a new one for this Sonic is definitely a sad story to tell and listen to. After a few golden years of classic 2D platforming, Sonic started to fool around with 3D, and everything went downhill from there. It was up and down, and then Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 came out and I lost complete hope in the series. It's kinda like getting lost with your best friends. It sucks, but you like the people you're with. Well, half the time.
So we start off with either being able to play the good story or the bad story. I'll choose good story because they're both equally confusing, but at least the good story didn't need to create brand new characters. So here's the basic story. Sonic's been captured because Shadow, who looks almost nothing like him except for the fact that he's a hedgehog, has been robbing banks and such in search for the Chaos Emeralds. Now first thing I want to point out is how big of a dick Sonic is in this game. I know he's supposed to be haughty, I just never noticed it before.
This game of tag is boring. I'm out of here. Finally decided to show up, eh? Okay, bring it on!
Dude, you're cornered by a fucking military robot, not one of Eggman's pieces of shit. This thing can kill you!
Speaking of which, didn't Sonic save the Sonic Adventure world from Chaos? Isn't that, like, kind of a big deal? I mean, he only stole a Chaos Emeralds, object that really only he can use. Until the final battle, because then Shadow can use them too. Anyways, we cut to Knuckles, who's failing at his job of protecting the Master Emerald. Again. You'd think he'd hide that thing rather than leave it out in the open, so it almost gets stolen by Eggman. Again. But Knuckles breaks it into pieces so he can restore it later. Again. Just like last game. Really, Knuckles? I think you need to find a replacement. So then we cut to Tails, who's going to save Sonic from the world's most high-tech prison.
I heard the news about it on satellite TV.
No, you're not. Anyways, he fights and beats Dr. Eggman, finds Amy who's...
But I'm here to save my hero, Sonic. Again?
Again? Yeah, because I remember that time in Sonic Adventure where she... ran away from a giant green robot?
Okay, enough of that. The story's shit anyways. Now there's a bunch of gameplay flaws. Running as Sonic and Shadow is the GTA effect, where you feel like you're driving a car. There are a bunch of bad glitches, like sometimes the rails are impossible to land on unless you have precision aim. Even using the homing attack won't get you where you want to go half the time. Knuckles and Rouge's sections are actually pretty boring. Finding pieces of the Master Emerald literally took me about a minute with Knuckles, and even if you're having trouble, there are computers that can give you hints, taking away from any challenge. There's absolutely no challenge here. With Eggman and Tails' sections, well, they're just boring. Just rapidly press the shoot button while running forward. It's like playing any Call of Duty game.
But
Then they have little car races which, again, feel like GTA. It feels like driving a car if there's a 1,000-pound bull tied to the top of it. If you're gonna make a bad minigame, at least make it playable.
The final part of my review is probably why I keep playing this monstrosity.
The Chow.
Look at how cute they are!
You raise these little guys to either be good or bad using respective characters, and you train them by going through levels and collecting animals or robot power cores. Anyways, that's not important. This is Shade, and he's a little badass. He's like the little version of me, only he's not funny. Watch as I kill 3 other Chow in a row with him. What a beast. Oh, a 4th challenger. Rainbow, really? Okay, let's...
Rainbow, you've made a new enemy.
There are also races. They aren't that interesting, and most of them are about luck, but, again, my Shade just beats through it. So, is this the peak of Sonic's 3D career? Absolutely. It's broken and glitchy, but not to the point of unplayability like Sonic 2006. It's still generally fun, and can even be taken as a challenge at some points. I still have only gotten an E on some of the later stages, as opposed to all A's on the first ones. But even though this is the peak of Sonic's 3D's career, that doesn't mean it's Mount Everest. It's more of a hill, with a pedophile living on top.
Wait, hang on. I told myself I'd end on a positive note. So, I got nothing. Here's Eggman running around like a retard. Wait, hold on, I got something. The music. Let's listen to some music. No. Ew. No. Ah, here we go.